Hey guys, it's Owen here, and I'm joined here with Daniel. Daniel, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good. Go ahead and introduce yourself to us.
So my name's Dan Reer. I own New Liberty Firearms LLC in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, which is an 07 manufacturer. I'm a graduate of a couple of different SDI programs. I've done the Handgun Certificate course, graduating in 2023, and I did the Associates in Firearms Technology, graduating in 2022.
Awesome. And what were you doing before SDI?
So before SDI, I came to SDI directly out of the corporate world where I was doing global supply chain management for big companies.
Okay.
Before that, I was in the Marines. I was an 0311 grunt. Went to Iraq and Afghanistan with them, and did what Marines do there. So
Yeah, of course. And how'd you hear about SDI?
mostly through online. I watch a lot of gun YouTube videos
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I've always liked guns, so you guys are in almost all those videos. So that's
Yeah.
how I heard about you.
And what was the determining factor for you to be, I want to enroll at SDI?
I like the flexibility that SDI gave me to learn when I wanted to learn and also where I wanted to learn. It wasn't feasible at me for that time to go and, go to an in-person school somewhere that I didn't live.
Yeah.
And I was still working full-time, so being able to do classes in the evening and stuff like that and on the weekends was a big bonus.
Okay, so walk me through just the day of Daniel while working full-time and enrolled at SDI, how you did your day.
It would just be very structured, try to wake up, do an hour or two of schoolwork, do some reading.
Okay.
While I was doing my morning coffee, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then I'd go do my day job during the day. And then in the evening, work on papers, things like that. So, there were a couple hours at the front of the day and end of the day. And then for the hands-on projects that require more time,
Yeah.
I try to save those for the weekends and things like that, because then I could dedicate, several hours in a row to building an AR-15 or whatever I was doing.
Gotcha. And what did you end up doing with your company? Was that during your time at SDI
So
or
I
after?
started my gun company after I got my associates,
Okay.
but before the handgun course.
Gotcha.
So-
Walk me through that process.
Getting the FFL,
Yeah.
you submit to the ATF and then they have to come do their inspection and all that sort of stuff. My FFL has a couple main revenue streams. I do custom AR-15 builds on a small scale, under 50 a year, which is really cool. I like that. I'm an AR nerd.
Yeah.
And then I also do a lot of sales of police trade-in and used pistols and things like that online.
And why did you want to keep furthering your education when you had already done SDI?
Learning is continuous,
Yeah.
right? I've done other armors courses, like the CMP has the M1 Garand Advanced course that they run where you build an M1 Garand. If you're going to work on guns, you need to know how to work on all of them.
Yeah.
And so learning is continuous. And so that's why I like the handgun program was a great course, because it goes more in details on the different action styles of handguns and just more hands-on work on them.
Yeah, and what are you doing now that you've graduated?
Well, so I have my company where I
Yeah.
build AR-15s and sell guns, and then I have a cattle farm as well. So I, get to spend my days playing with cows and playing with guns, and it's just great.
Tell us more about your company, though.
So my company, we do retail sales of firearms and then build AR-15s. I found a variants manufacturer for my lowers.
Yeah.
So I have someone making lowers that are New Liberty Firearms LLC Kentucky Rifle 15s and Kentucky Rifle 10s. I build those up completely from scratch. I find that a lot of customers will buy the lowest tier AR-15 they get, and then they want to turn it into what they see on the internet.
Yeah.
And I can save them a lot of money by just building what they want, on a custom basis, and then they don't buy all the parts twice, right? They're not buying two hand guards. They aren't buying a hand guard they don't like, so I can install one that they do like. So I really like building the custom AR-15s, and it helps the customers in the end. They get a better built product because they're all hand assembled, and I touch fire them and all that sort of stuff.
How do people find out about your company, though?
Well, newlibertyfirearms.com is the website.
Okay.
And then New Liberty Firearms LLC on Facebook and Instagram. I also have a Rumble channel as well.
Okay, cool. And just to close off, is SDI worth it?
Yes, I think SDI is worth it. You have to put in the work, right? It's like any higher education. If you put in the work, you'll get what you want out of it. If you do the bare minimum, then you're going to get bare minimum results. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Daniel.
You're welcome.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.